Welcome everybody. We're here visiting our good friends in Houston, Texas today. We're in a heavy maintenance aircraft environment. We're going to see the collaborative efforts between Zip-Chem products and a major airline. The chemicals that are used in this hangar environment all have to follow strict guidelines, federal, state, local regulations for environmental health and safety, and also for the performance set forth by the OEM manufacturer. The use of these specific chemicals are vital in this operation. We're going to look at corrosion-inhibiting compounds, we're going to look at lubricants, cleaners, and solvents. They all have an important role in this. We're here with Candace in the inspection realm in this operation. So, Candace, can you tell us generally what that function is?
That requires me to be a second set of eyes for anything that maintenance is doing, and during my normal inspection, we're ever looking for corrosion and cracks.
So the subject of corrosion, can you elaborate a little bit more on the specific areas that you find more corrosion?
While we're always looking for corrosion, it seems to be more prevalent in the forward and aft wet areas in the cabin and in the cargo compartments.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the basic tools that you may use in the inspection process as you are on the airframe?
I always have my flashlight and inspection mirror with me. When I can't fit my big head in there sometimes, or I can't move around enough to see all angles of it, my mirror is absolute necessity.
Okay, here we are in the tool room. This is located right off the hangar floor. The tool room will provide for the mechanic, for their maintenance tasks, the good majority of consumable materials, and those do include chemicals. We're going to run through a few of the Zip-Chem items here and a brief description of them as they pertain to the operation. Starting, we have, this is simple air, 5602 for blowing particulates off of surface. We have X410Q, which is a general cleaner for the interior of the cabin. Now we go to the grease category. This is D5933NS. This is Airshell 33 aerosolized. It's used on jack and ball screw lubrication applications. And it can also be used in conjunction with our formant, which you can put on this aerosol can and use it for fixed position bends into difficult access areas for the mechanic. Very effective. Another lubricant, D5263NS. This is for cable, flight control, rust preventative type of application. Pure silicone, D5920. Just like it sounds, pure silicone is used for protection of seals, whether they're door or window, for anti-freezing. We're going to get into now, this is the cleaning process. So D5633NS is a general citrus-based cleaner degreaser. Also in that category, we have a D5640NS, which is a solvent-based cleaner degreaser. We have X200, which serves as a general adhesive remover in various parts of the airframe. Removing adhesive in a lot of areas is a big problem. This is an effective product in that category. Moving on to the corrosion-inhibiting compound area, we have D5026NS. This product is used for flight controls, cables, and for connectors, which is in the avionics area or any electronics that have pins. We have a D5082NS, which is a combination of corrosion-inhibiting compound with a lubrication. One of the most used products in the world in heavy maintenance, Corban 27L, chrome-free, very, very effective corrosion-inhibiting compound for connectors, connections, plates on various parts of the airframe. And probably the workhorse of the operation here is Corban 35. Here's a 1 gallon can of it, and here is the aerosol can. Now this can also be utilized in application. It can be used for fixed position bends or where the mechanic needs to get into an area that is not very accessible, but it's a very, very good tool. We also do various packaging items. We will do things, for example, this is a strut wipe, which is for aircraft landing your struts for a wipe down process. We do various things like this in the packaging side in our business called ANPAC, and that is for specialized packaging processes for application. So we're out here on the hangar floor. We're visiting with Kim. His responsibilities are for the whole general operation of the hangar. As we go through this, Kim, you and I have had a relationship for over 30 years, collaborative efforts of process improvements as it relates to the Zip-Chem products. We've put new products in, we've improved existing products, and if we could just go through and as a general explanation of what we're looking at here and what we're doing.
Okay, this is a heavy check base that we bring the aircrafts in about 4 to 6 years. This is a 757-200. It's in for a 4C, which details taking everything out of the cabin, moving the blankets, looking for cracks, but main thing, looking for corrosion on the floor beams within the cabin and within the cargo areas. And then we'll treat them, repair them, what we have to do, then the airplane gets put back together. It takes about 100 days.
In all the years we've been doing this together, in recent time, what's one of the most recent ones we've done working together on process improvement, product improvement?
A few years ago, it's taken us about 8 hours to wash an aircraft, and we would be using 2 55-gallon drums of soap. Well, what we did is we wanted to change soaps because what we were using were very caustic and burned the cleaner's eyes. So what we did is we went to Cala 301A, which is a organic type soap that doesn't burn your eyes. It sticks well on the aircraft, and we can spray it 1 to 3, which means that we only go through about 30 gallons of soap instead of 110. And then the other item that we went to was a new product that came out was called Zip-Strip. And when the aircraft flies around in all these cities and lands at airports, it develops a black set in the wheel wells that is really hard to get out, and you just can't spray soap. Our wash rack is one of the top-of-the-line wash racks of the country, and we had developed a system that we spray Zip-Strip up onto the wheel well area, about 6 pails of it, and we let it sit for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then it's like you just rinse it off, and we'll show you what a clean wheel well looks like. And we were able to get our washes down to about 4 hours. Not does it only save that, it saves water, which most time we were down to about 2,000, and that's where you want to be because it saves a lot of money on both sides.
It's been a successful endeavor.
Sure.
So now, would you mind if we just kind of take a look around, walk around? You can share with us some of the other aspects or, different areas of the aircraft?
Sure, no problem at all. Okay, as you saw before, we showed you a picture of that when the aircraft comes in, how dirty it is in here. This is the wheel well, and the main gear will come in here, and the door will come up this way. And if you can see how clean it is now compared to the other pictures, how white it is, it's been whited out, what we call whited out in certain areas. What left of the brown area is the CNC that is staying on. So we spray it on the fuselage again, down in the wheel wells, over the CNC that's left over to help protect the skin from corrosion and other damage.
Kim, why is it so important to get it this clean?
Well, we do internal inspections in here, mainly looking at your beams and your ribs and stuff like that. Maybe cracks could be found, but also looking for maybe down in the cracks areas, maybe on a seam we might find corrosion.
We're up on the tail section. We're going to be going into the aircraft main cabin. So Kim, what are we going to be looking at here?
Right now, this is the L2 door. We're going to come in the aft cabin area, wet area we call it. It's where the G4 is. And this is the most common area that there's corrosion on the floor beams. If you look back in here, this is all fresh primer. It's been cleaned up. And then you have the bulkhead that you'll see the CIC on it. It's the tan. And then these are the floor beams that get corroded a lot. Some of these have been repaired already, and if you can tell, they've been cleaned up. There's no corrosion on them now. A lot of time there'll be surface corrosion right here at these holes. And as you can see, it's been cleaned up here and here. Also, CIC is sprayed up all up in here on these blankets. You can see it all right here. These blankets will be just put back in, but look right here. See where it's at? This is the CIC protects the skin all the way to up to the cockpit.
And so we're here in the forward part of the aircraft structure now, and this is another wet area, right, Kim?
This is a G1 area, and if you look down here, you'll see where the new primer is, where around the nut plates we're primed it. It's been cleaned out. This plastic here is to protect the E&E below it. That's called E-Wiz protection. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and spray Corban all the way back into the door well area, and then the floorboards will go down.
I want to thank you for joining us today in this whole operation. I want to thank you, Kim, for not only for our relationship over 30 years, but you opening your house to us today, looking at maintenance practices as it relates to the Zip-Chem products. It's safe to say that the Zip-Chem products do play a vital role in this heavy maintenance process and also in the longevity of this airframe. So I want to thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate our relationship. We at Zip-Chem value these relationships that we have, and we're always striving to develop technology to keep up in the industry standards and also support technically to our airline customers around the world. Thank you.